Okay, so this is my room as of late January 2022, and so yeah, if you're watching this after the last room tour, obviously you'll see quite a few things have changed, and I'll go through those changes as we go along. Really, what stayed the most, or not most, what stayed the same for the most part is obviously my bed here. Most of the stuff up here. So if I can zoom in, I don't know if I can, but regardless, all the stuff up there on top of my bed stayed the same. The posters have stayed the same, and a fan, and that's really about it. Obviously, I used to have my TV and my games here, but I've moved that into another room, and I'll show that off at some point. But yeah, so I guess I'll just sort of go row by row. So we'll start up here. I have Civil War figurines, then stamp collection of from the Civil War, and then some Civil War books, and then obviously one of the ship bottles, and then I believe it's like a pyramid of cannonballs. So I got another one here. I believe this is yes, this is the Constitution. This is the Eagles. Are some of the first U.S. Navy ships. I got an old clock here that is really cool to have, and well, I'm glad I can read it. It actually should be about the time that it is right now that I record this. Declaration of Independence, Constitution, just like small copies. Um, a book with a bunch of important writings throughout U.S. history, quill and inaugural basket with some old Civil War pellet bullets and things like that. Down here, just mostly books. Mainly over here, some for school. It's like the Shakespeare stuff, Macbeth, King Lear, Othello. Actually, King Lear was my sister's, but I took it. So back there, I'll move these things. Some like Greek writings and things like that. Some other stuff. Let's see, we got here like Harry Potter and Diary of Wimpy Kid. Stuff I've read a lot of times. Going down one, mostly like stuff from school. A lot of history stuff. So like over here, I have like a short history World One, and my actual like my AP U.S. history textbook that I decided to keep, and some other just random stuff that I got. Down here, mostly like theological stuff. So I have like Bibles and C.S. Lewis and things like that. And then down here is mostly miscellaneous stuff like yearbooks, some my high school yearbooks down there, and then and actually these are really cool. So these are some old wooden toys that um it's on my mother's side, but can't remember off the top of my head. But he made these a long time ago. My mom decided to get rid of a few, and I wanted to keep a couple of them, and these are the two I remember the most. So I decided to keep those. Um, I guess I'll come back over there in a second, but real quick, so I ditched my computer. So what I had before this actually was a Mac. So yeah, and then obviously before that I had a PC. So I got rid of the PC and decided to have the Mac. Uh, it really didn't work out for me. I'm not really big into Mac. I'm more so a PC guy. Uh, so I enjoy using like Windows interface a little more. So I decided to ditch that. I'm gonna wait until after I graduate to get a proper computer again, and then hopefully start making a few more videos. So mostly now it's just like knickknacks and stuff across my desk, and then in here is it's just a bunch of random stuff from my desk that was in here. I don't really look into that, but yeah. Over here, nothing's really changed that much except for a couple of things I moved. Oh, sorry about that. So same up here. What's different down here is mostly is obviously the Dragon Ball sets. I got really big into Dragon Ball over the last year or so, so I decided to have these. This is the whole set for the original series. I hope to get Z one day. So and then some others, so the Mario stuff, and then my custom, not custom, my films. I have I have four of them now. Yeah, I've added one. It's the Return of the Ape Man. So yeah, the ones that were on High Eight. So I'm probably not going to be moving as much, like grabbing stuff as much down here because it's kind of a bit of a pain. And then down here, if you can kind of see it, it's not very bright, but it's mostly just Legos. So another big change is how I'm storing my games. So in the last one, my DS games were actually on that side, but now they're over here. So I moved them over here, and I've added some stuff like these CDs. Well, don't want that to fall, but some CDs that my parents used to have. They didn't want them, so I took a couple of them. I won't go through really any of the games because I kind of did that last time, but pretty much the same. DS games, 3DS games, kind of the same. I haven't really gotten anymore. I'd like to get a couple more at some point, but that's not really a thing right now. And actually, if we go over here, this will be one of the last things I look at. We'll take a look at my closet as well, but a really cool project that I started. I can't remember exactly how long ago, but it's putting. Which one should I grab? I'll just grab. I'll grab Link's Awakening. So putting Game Boy games in these. There's actually a CD, or not CD, cassette tape cases. I modified them a little for the bigger Game Boy games, but the Game Boy Advance games, they have both hinges. So, and I printed out some custom. Actually, a lot of these I made my own custom artwork for. So, yeah, it's really cool. It's kind of actually a fun project to do. And if you want a cheap way of getting your Game Boy games in some sort of um, decent looking shape on like a shelf without buying buying off custom game cases that have cases more like DS. This is definitely a way to go. So I really enjoy doing this. I would maybe one day like to upgrade to the cases, the custom game cases, but for now I think this will do. So yeah, this is the game. This is my only Game Boy Color game is Link's Awakening. So yeah, and then over here I have my Raycon, and then actually over here is my Game Boy Advance, which is different from last time because now I've modified it with an IPS screen, so now I can actually see it if I can turn it on. So yeah, you can see there, much brighter. So it's much easier to play games on this. So I'm really glad about that. All right, we'll take a quick look at my closet and then I'll show off the new things. So I got my Letterman right there for my class. There's some other random stuff that I've collected. Brawler 64 box, Switch box. It's mostly the same. It's not really changed that much. Down here, just some other random stuff. And I put my TV in here because it's part of. It's no longer necessary for what I need to eat it for right now. But hopefully I'll use it again. And actually, speaking of that TV, take a trip to another room that it's actually pretty cool. So we'll take a look at that. Okay, so this is the other room I wanted to show off. This is me and my brother's game room. We decided when our sister moved out, this was her old room that we'd put a game room in here, and we'd just have all of our game stuff in here. So yeah, we got these two older chairs. They're recliners, so that's nice. They're pretty comfy to sit in. I don't sit in them all the time, but they're pretty comfy. Over here we have a fan and my brother's piano. He plays on that a lot. Um, and here we have all the systems. So, first off, so over here I have my AV switch box for all my older consoles. We have a Wii controller for Amazon, I believe. Switch wireless GameCube controller, 8-bit Do wireless uh, gamepad with the Super Famicom style buttons, which I really like that more than the official Super Nintendo colors. Switch Joy Cons, a Switch Pro controller. We'll move down here. Oh, sorry. So we got the Switch, NES, SNES, and N64. So yeah, that's all we have here, and this is nice. My sister had a friend that had this. I think it's IKEA. I'm not sure, but like to put like a little setup thing to put all your stuff on. And initially, the TV I showed off in my room sat on this thing, but instead we got this new. Well, it's not really new, but we've had it for a while. This Scepter TV. It's really nice actually. The image is pretty good, particularly on the HD system, the Switch, and even the Wii to some extent. But like the older consoles, obviously don't look really as good. I would honestly prefer to play them on a CRT, but right now I don't have an option, so they're hooked up to this HD TV. And then over here is where we store everything. Uh, some random stuff here. My mom's sewing equipment and things like that. Get down here. It's where we keep all the games. Uh, so yeah. So all my NES, all my Super Nintendo games. Uh, and oh sorry, and 64, Wii and GameCube, and then Switch. So we've added quite a bit since last time. Guess I'll start up here. NES hasn't really changed. SNES, I don't think had Donkey Kong Country 2 or 3. So I just recently beat Donkey Kong Country 2. I hope to play 3 at some point. Let's see. I'll get these back in. Hold on. Anything else? Super Mario RPG. Which is actually kind of a rare game. I was sort of surprised to get it. I got it for Christmas. I was sort of surprised that I got this one because I didn't really ask for it, but I wasn't really even thinking of playing it. But now that I have it physically, and well, might as well play it. So I plan to play that in the spring. I believe that's it for that. And then over here we have Donkey Kong Racing, or not Donkey Kong Racing. Sorry, that's Diddy Kong Racing. Donkey Kong 64. I got this for Christmas, so I hope to play through that at some point. Anything else over here added? I think Donkey Kong 64 is the only one that's been added. GameCube and Wii are pretty much the same, except for sorry, that's Wii Sports. Except for Super Mario Galaxy 2. So glad to really have that now. Over here, mostly the same. I think these are Crash Bandicoot, Final Fantasy 7 and 8 remasters is the European version, but let's see. Anything else? I don't think when I did this I had the Mario. Where is it? Super Mario 3D All Stars. Yeah, 3D All Stars is here now. I believe also Mario 3D World. It's now on Switch, and Skyward Sword HD. Glad to have that. Glad to have all those. Let's see down here. Let's see what I have. I have a Rumble Pack for the N64. This adapter for the GameCube controllers to play. It's for this is a third party one, but it works pretty well for primarily Switch and PC. So if I ever want to use it for a PC, then I can use my GameCube controller for that. And then here we have a ton of controllers. So we have a Brawler 64 right here, my actual N64 controller, which I recently replaced the Analog Stick for because it was kind of wearing out, and I have this new one, and it's actually pretty nice. Dead Zone isn't nearly as big. Let's see, GameCube. I believe Wii. Some other Wii stuff. I don't really want to dig through it, but like NES and stuff is in there as well. So, so yeah. I would say that's probably about it for this rooms tour at this point. So yeah, thank you for watching, and see you later.